Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Give me 1 second. We'll get rolling here. We will get rolling in a minute or two. All right. I will be back in about 2 minutes and we'll get rolling. All right, and we're back. Man, I still got 3 minutes. Well, that's good. Me too. All right, today we're going all in. If you can't go, if you don't have guts, leave now. Because we're going huge, all in. Obviously, I don't really mean all in, but taking a massive position today. Huge. All right, but let's see what's going on pre-market while we wait for everyone to come. Come, my pretty. Real big letters, easy to read. Ooh, I think I smell pretty bad too. All right, where's the chat? Good evening, good evening, good evening. I guess it should be good morning. What are the crystal balls saying? I don't have one, but I do not have a crystal ball. But there's a moon landing March 6th. There is a moon landing happening in Thursday that I'll get into. All right, let me get that there. How do I turn sound off? I've realized there's like a 10-second delay in YouTube. Doesn't it feel to go all in? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bored in the market. And I've been trading so small in my trading account that I am bored. And when you're bored, you shouldn't go all in, but obviously I can, so I want to. I'm willing to risk it big for a big return. All right, so we got futures down, crypto pump and dumped, NVIDIA down. Basically, all the crap companies are down. Everything's in a bear market. All the NVIDIA, Google, Microsoft, the net, all the junk stocks. All the good stocks are now junk stocks. All the AI, crypto frauds, all those are never coming back. So it's kind of good. It's a big reset. All right, but let's see what we have going on here, shall we? PBF with the insider purchase for 2.5 million. Go. Ooh, and Kato's, 250,000. So we'll probably do some Kato's probably Kato's for a trade today. A defense company. I like that. I like that. And who do we have upgraded this morning? Our good friend Gilead. Ooh, again. So those April 115 calls are up. They're going to be over 100% this morning in Gilead. So that trader made about 1.2 million in a few days. Not bad. I want to be that guy. If I keep trading the way I am, I might be that guy in Lunar. And then we have Roku with an upgrade. MTD is that name and Gilead have been the hottest names in the market. Not NVIDIA. Nova is going bankrupt. Run is another name. All those solar companies are starting to go under. And then before the market, we got Target, which pumped and dumped. BJ's, everyone loves a good BJ. Abercrombie would avoid. Too expensive, the options. Best Buy would avoid. Macy's, might trade that one if we get like a quarter option. And then that's about it. So basically, same thing as yesterday. Probably going to pump and dump the market. But let's get into some of the bets, shall we? And when I say pump and dumps, does everyone know what a pump and dump is? Does everyone know what a pump and dump is? If you don't, I'll do a brief explanation. because there's a lot of it going on in the stock market. I mean, Trump Jr. pumped and dumped. The Trump Jr. Michael Saylor went on CNBC to pump the stock, MSTR. But does everyone know what a pump and dump is? So I'm not speaking French. Let me know. I didn't even check my messages this morning. All right, let me know in the chat. Or, let me message Deanna, make sure I'm live too. I might have to check. I'm not seeing messages. Chat up the stock so people buy and sell. Yes, Stacy, can you tell us what it is? Sure. All right, so this is a pump and dump. And I'll show you right here. So here's crypto. And this could be, it could be any stock. But crypto is probably the most easily manipulated pump and dump. So what they do is they come out. Trump Jr., Michael Saylor, when Bitcoin was crashing the other day, they come out and say, buy. Buy the stock or buy the meme coin or buy whatever it is. Then, when it goes up, they sell. But they don't tell you they sell. They say this is a good investment or a good, this is it. And then, since they sell and you buy, they dump it. Crypto meme coins is the most common, but it was another pump and dump, and I kind of knew about this one. Well, I didn't know about it, but I got in early on it. Was Big Bear, right? So they started pumping it at $10 a share. Because historically, over $10, institutionals, buyers can get in. So when I told you how to buy it around $3 to $4, and here, that was good, right? You were in early. And then what happens is the Wall Street analyst, the smart money, starts telling you to buy it up in here, and then what happens? It dumps. So it's a very common in usually penny stocks and small stocks, but it's also happening in stocks like NVIDIA. So what happened in NVIDIA? The CEO sold stock around 144, and then, now they're dumping it. Or Kramer told you to buy NVIDIA, up in here, and what do? They dump it. Same with Palantir. The CEO made media rounds, up in here, and then what did he do a few weeks later, or a few days later, I should say? Sold stock, right? So it's happening a lot. MSTR was probably the best example that I've ever seen in a big company. So MSTR is Michael Saylor. He started going on podcasts around $4.40 a share, and now the stock is $2.50, right? And even went on CNBC yesterday to pump the stock with the whole Bitcoin reserve, and look what happened. It fell, about 40 points. So a classic pump and dump, sadly. So if you are new, please be aware of them. If you want a non-pump and dump, which I've been giving you, a safe stock was the Gilead, right? And now it's upgraded again. So if you're in those April 115 calls, you'll be up, over 100+% this morning. And then the other stock I gave you was the Band-Aid stock. And look at that bad boy, how it turned out. Did about 40% on that one. Closed it yesterday. And KVU. So now you know, there's safety stocks. There's high risk stocks, which would be like an AMD and NVIDIA. And then you have like penny stocks and all that other garbage out there. But please be careful, because right now you have people who are going to be desperate. Desperate for return. So it is a very difficult market. Okay? So just be aware of that. Don't do Stacy says she took the Gilead trade yesterday. So and this is good to note. So it's at 118 pre-market. This is a stock. So low beta stocks are stocks like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Pfizer, Gilead. They're slow movers. So if you get a 1% move in Gilead, it's going to be up over 1% this morning. But a 1% move in Gilead is going to move the options 25 to 30%, depending on what expiration, right? If you do March, probably about 30%. If you do the weeklies, probably 50%. A 1% move in NVIDIA, your calls are going to be down in value, right? You need like a 5% move in NVIDIA nowadays for the options to make money because implied vol is so expensive. So don't think, and I will do my best to train y'all in the mindset of you don't need to trade the NVIDIAs, the AMDs, the Apples. There's nothing to gain on those stocks. There's nothing new that could come out. If you want to sell premium in them and do like, I don't know, some iron condor bull crap, I mean, maybe you're going to collect pennies on the dollar, but there's nothing new that hasn't been priced in is going to come out. So just please be a little, I know everyone likes to say, income, all that stuff, but I would rather watch paint dry and, we'll say other bad stuff than, trade those kind of stocks. But anyway, let's get to some more jazz, shall we, today? Good morning, good morning. What exchange are you using? I'm looking at Thinkorswim. Penny stocks should be illegal, but they're not. Or pump and dumps. Again, this happens every day in the options market. It happens. So nothing's ever going to change, sadly. But since you can't change it, you might as well at least know about them. Be educated, right? So, always be educated. But there was some decent flow yesterday. Let's pull up the flow. And then I want to scan for new longs. So I did like seeing some of these Pfizer calls yesterday on the news flow scanner. Why Pfizer? Kind of the same story as Gilead, right? Kind of boring, kind of, healthcare, defensive, right? So I do like kind of that Pfizer. Boring. Boring's good. You kind of want boring now. You don't want the craziness. So boring is pretty good. So I like those Pfizer March calls. I don't know. Did we get earnings in Pfizer? No. Chart's horrible, but again, good charts. Obviously, all those good charts, Microsoft, Google, those are now stocks in bear market. So you kind of want bad charts at the moment. I know that doesn't make sense if you're new, but once you start looking at the contrarian point of view, you'll get it. There was an AMD $1 million bet, but they were out the money calls. I don't want to buy out the money calls on a correlated stock to the NASDAQ, which is AMD. I would prefer like a honey badger. I did like this trade too in Cal. Did anyone see these Cal calls yesterday on the news flow scanner? So Cal is a foot stock. They make your shoes. Horrible chart, right? But look what they did. They bought in the money calls, the March 15s. So it's a nice contrarian bet in Cal, the March 15 calls. You want to see, again, contrarian. Contrarian is very good right now. The Onion is up pre-market. The Onion is the shoe company, Onion. It's up about $4 or $5. So nothing big. I'm sure the implied move was $4 or $5. Yeah, about $4. So nothing crazy there. Options might not even open up, but it's something. It's nothing. We did get out of Tesla yesterday for 50%, so that was good. Tesla down. Tesla down 4% pre-market, so good job getting out of Tesla. WBA had some weekly calls on the penny option scanner yesterday with 30 minutes in the day. There's some new buyout rumors this morning, so those calls should double in value. So that would be good if you're in WBA. And then McDave came out with earnings. Now I'm not. They were too pricey for me, but it's only up $5, so really nothing there. But let's go ahead and scan for new trades, shall we? Let's do a little scan feature using Platform X and see if we got some new trades. We might have to wait for the market to be open, though, sadly. We might have to wait for the market to open till we can get on the new trades. Let's see, though. Yeah, we're going to have to wait till the open. All right, well, we can't do it pre-market, sadly. But I did look at some names yesterday in the webinar. PM was one. Philip Morris, you see on the daily to monthly buy, 5-minute, 30-minute buy. Maurice, which is MO, another one. I mean, these are just crazy charts. Look how good they are. So a lot of flight to safety. And two, I had a buddy bring this up, and this is actually an Elon trade. Bonds, the long bond TLT. If you need a hedge instrument and you don't have Gilead, because Gilead's the new hedge, the long bond is good for hedging. TLT is the 20-year. But there's a huge short on TLT. So apparently Elon Musk said the long bond basically can squeeze higher. So again, I'm just kind of summarizing what they said. Obviously, you click your own mouse at the end of the day. And all that jazz. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's talk about my new, how much do I have in it and how much do I want to have in it? I got a $15,000 trade and I'll probably have a $40,000 trade by the end of the day. In Lunar. So again, for me, obviously trade at your own risk. This trade may go to zero, may lose 40 grand tomorrow, but I can handle it. But I'm going pretty big in Lunar because two things. Space stocks can be a honey badger, always catalysts. What catalysts do they have upcoming? March 6th. Anyone know what their next catalyst is? First one in the chat to get it right will not win a prize. Is it too late? You're probably probably a little late, but what I would recommend is get the news flow scanner so you can see the trades in real time. Because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Gilead bullish orders and one that for 1.28 million. So anything, $500,000 in a rare stock like Gilead is a lot of money. If you saw $1 million in NVIDIA, that's nothing. But $1 million in Gilead is like, huge. You might only see that once a year or once every 5 years. So I don't know if there's a link, but try to get the news flow scanner. Earnings? No. Come on, gang. Got to get on top of it. What do we have March 6th? For space. This is the kind of stuff that y'all need to get in the beat of. Got to get in the beat of the market. What do we have? March 6th. Come on. Come on now. We got the moon landing. We land on the moon. Ooh. Right? So why are we seeing all this bullish orders? And let's confirm in Lunar that they added to calls yesterday. Oh my God. Wow. Sold. Wow. Let's do some math, shall we? 30,000 contracts. Let's just say at $3 to make it easy math. That's 9 million. 9 million in calls, and that does not even get the weekly calls where they bought. So when I say I'm betting big and I got some guts, obviously no one else is going to tell you this because no one really trades, their own money anymore. They're just talking heads. But I will take this trade 5 days a week. If I lose 40 grand and it goes to zero, I would not change a thing. I would take this time and time again. Because I have some guts, but also I can't argue with the flow. So yesterday we saw a weekly buyer of the 11.5s, so they get the space landing. If it goes well, of course, and obviously the market doesn't crash. If the market still crashes, then everything's going to go down. 1 second. Hurricane! Wow. Little hurricane outside. I had the door open. So we had weekly 11.5s, March 12s, weekly 11.5s, weekly 12.5s. All because the moon landing, and on March 20th you also get earnings. So you got double outs. So you got 2 outs. So let's say, this is what we should be thinking of on every single trade. If it doesn't go your way, do I have outs? Okay? If you trade Microsoft or Apple, do you have any outs? Let's say you did Microsoft, calls. And the stock goes down because the NASDAQ goes down. And then it goes down again, and now your calls you bought for $5 are now, $1. Do you have any outs in Microsoft? No. There's nothing they can do to move the stock, right? There's nothing new, exciting, unaccounted for that will move the stock. You're SOL. So you have no outs, unless the market goes straight up the next, let's say, 2 weeks. And then Microsoft will go up. But at that point, you're better off just playing a QQQ. With Lunar, you got a couple things. Worst case scenarios. Market sells off. Stock goes down. Okay, I'll just buy more. Duh, that's what I want to do. Market rallies. Lunar rallies. Market goes sideways. Let's say they land March 6th on the moon. Stock goes up. Great. Let's say the market stays down, goes flat, stock does nothing over the next 2 weeks. I'll just keep adding. All the way until March 20th, which is the earnings event. How has the stock reacted historically to earnings? Well, let's take a look. Here we had earnings event. And it looks like up and down, kind of a pump and dump. So we'll say, Here, stock was $3, had earnings, then shortly after doubled. So 100%. Okay, that's an outlier. Here, the stock had earnings, went down. Here, the stock had earnings, went, we'll say nothing. So it doesn't really move on earnings. Not necessarily. But the short interest is so big that we can possibly, with a 21.5% short float, we could squeeze. So I like the risk versus reward. If I was risking $100 to make $50, I would never take the trade. But if I'm risking $100 to potentially make $100 or more, then the trade makes sense. Because do I think I have a 50-50 shot of the trade working out? Yes. Do I think I have above a 50% shot of the trade working out? Yes. So therefore, it makes sense to take the trade. If you look at the charts, which really don't matter because we are in a correction market, and most stocks are in a bear market. Are we at, you could make the case if you're a CMT market technician, are we at support? Sure. I mean, no, okay, we could justify it, right? It's just like with Tesla that I traded past few days. You know, why did I take a Tesla long? Short interest, everyone was bearish. We pulled back to the election breakout, and what did we do? Past 2 days, we popped about 14%. Or pardon me, we popped 14% in TSL. Tesla rallied about 7%, you know, made 50% on the call. So, you know, kind of the same trade setup. Now, obviously, I would like to see the market hold or go up because, you know, the market crashing is going to be bad for all stocks just about, except, you know, KVU, Gilead. Warner Brothers here with the $200,000 insider buy. I mean, they bought about 5% higher. How does Warner Brothers look? Actually pretty good. Wow. So we actually have some insider buying happening. Cato's, Warner Brothers. I don't mind them. All right, that's good. And look for this stock for a gap fill, eBay. eBay with a possible gap fill from the earnings dip. I do like that one. And I think that's about it. Anyone have any questions before we wrap up here in the next 60 seconds? I hope you all listened yesterday and did very well. Closed out of almost all my longs yesterday. So that was good. And then what happened? Market crashed. So it can't get any better than that. And hope y'all are learning stuff because I don't think anyone else is really telling y'all how the markets really work. They're probably telling you how the PMI and economic data affects nothing. You know, I'm not here to try to talk to you about economics or numbers because at the end of the day, none of that stuff really matters. Maybe if you're a long-term investor in like the S&P maybe, but in trading, it doesn't really matter, any of that stuff. So hopefully it will start changing the way you guys think and girls about the market and not being, oh my God, FOMCs today or employment number today. Hopefully it gives you a different perspective of truly how individual stocks in the market work, how psychology is more important than technicals, and how good earnings or bad earnings or whatever you want to call it, you know, doesn't really move stocks out there. It's the reaction, it's price. So try to play your opponent's hand, not your hand. You're not going to get pocket aces every day, right? You're going to get Jack 10, you're going to get 7, 8, you're going to get, you know, King, Queen. And you got to try to make the best of it and have a little bit of advantage, right? There's a reason why pro poker players, you see them time and time again. And then you have the one shot, the Chris Moneymakers, the Fossil Man come out of the blue and win one time, and then that's it. You know, to have long-term shelf life and up and down markets, you got to be able to understand market dynamics. And right now, the market's not going up. Will it go up? I don't know. But you have a lot of red flags still. And what this market is doing is it's shaking out a lot of the new people, a lot of the people who came in to the markets and the crypto over the past 2 to 3 months because they thought everything was champagne and roses. And now's the wake-up call. It's the hangover. You're getting body slammed. All these people who are going to blow out, lose a crap load of money, and then you'll never hear from them again. And then 6 months later, when the market's at 52-week highs, then those people are going to come in again. And the cycle repeats itself time and time again. It shakes the weeks out and rewards the people who can stick with it. So just know that. And trade at your own risk. Don't follow me. Don't follow my craziness unless you have some guts. But today, lunar, 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 lunar. And I'm flying to outer space, win, lose, or draw. If it works out, you can all send me, you know, preferably Pokemon graded PSA 10s. I also will take bribes and wrestling cards, right? I like that a lot too. If it does work out, or fly me to Vegas, or I'll fly myself to Vegas, and we can, have fun in Vegas or something. But